Yeah, sorry about the delay on that. Wednesdays are usually really, really terrible. But hey, alcohol! And wow. So, to those of you who haven't caught that yet, that was massive speed RNG, what just happened at the very start. Another reason why you will never see me actually do speed racing. The Doris is like 190 or 200. The Dark Corvus is 210. So that was massive speed RNG in the negative for Dark Corvus and massive speed RNG in the positive for Doris. So, with that said, fuck this game. Like, dumb shit like that just straight up should never happen. Period. It's so remarkably stupid. But anyway, now that we've gotten that part out of the way, so hey, what are we doing? We're fighting Assassin Cidd, Conqueror Lilias, and Zio. So I knew going into this that Zio was going to hit either Dark Corvus. Well, hell, that was the initial plan. He was going to hit Dark Corvus, but oh, speed RNG was so fucked that he hit Doris first. And thankfully, I actually have ER on my Doris, so everything kind of worked out. But the whole point was for Dark Corvus to take all the hits, because I was going to get hit by the Assassin Cidd, and I was going to get hit by whoever next, like with Assassin. I was going to get hit by Zio and then Assassin Cidd. So if neither of them pushed back, it didn't matter. I had a lot of different tank options here, and Arowell was there to tank all that extra damage. So either way you look at it, it was going to be wonderful and fantastic. But although, like, hey, either way you look at it, sometimes bad stuff happens, speed RNG happens, and then your plans go awry. But thankfully, things still worked out. So, what was the overall strategy? Well, we needed to kill Assassin Cidd immediately. Why? Well, to those of you who may or may not remember, did you guys know that Assassin Cidd can just straight up destroy souls on his S3? I think it's like 10 or 20. It's something fucking ridiculous. So basically, if you don't deal with Assassin Cidd, hey, what's soul burning? Hey, this is way back in the day before Bellion became a thing and just utterly power crept the shit out of soul management. Yeah, do you guys remember that when you had to actually work for making souls go away? Now you just have a unit that just plops her big fat ass down onto the field, and oh hey, cool, I just don't have souls. So one thing in particular, did you just see that damage? So you almost never see Zio do his S3 again when he has attack buff. I was not expecting a 12k on a defensive unit, like at all, which then kind of makes me wonder, if I were to utilize like a Zio that actually had attack buff for a turn 1, I kind of wonder like how effective that would be in terms of damage. But like, yo, the speed gear involved to even attempt to do crazy shit like that on an opening turn sounds fucking ridiculous. So, hey, until SG decides to release like, oh hey guys, here's this mage artifact that just gives attack buff on turn 1. Which, I don't even fucking put it past them. They'll probably do that dumb shit at some point. But hey, we pretty much got this match in the bag, so all we gotta do is, you know, just get the rest of our hits in and we're good to go. So hey, join me folks for a drink. I got myself some old-fashioned whiskey, and goddamn is this shit fucking good.
Let me show you the results of my research.
So, what's next? I see Rimuru, I see Fallen Cecilia, I see Mercedes. Well, let's bring our anti-barrier specialist DJB in. Shazam! They just took 10 to 15 to 20% damage on their entire health bars. Now, we're going to go ahead and just boost up a little bit. And I make one mistake right here. It doesn't result in bad... Like, this is a bad decision, but it doesn't fuck me. So, the thing that I should have done was just attack. Just any normal attack would have been fine, because Rimuru was going to hit me either. He was just going to hit me regardless. So what I just did, I made this harder on myself because now the Mercedes has death buff. So if I don't do enough damage with the S1 Soul Burn into the S3 with Milim, and I don't extinct her, I'm in for a really bad time. Because DJB, as fun as he is, DJB's healing potential is utter fucking shit. But thankfully, we go ahead, we get the hit, we kill her, and surprise, surprise, the fight is actually over. because all we have to deal with is Rimuru and Fallen Cecilia. Fallen Cecilia does no damage. She's going to go into Basar. I have a lot of ER. She will never provoke me. Rimuru is only going to go into Krau. Krau has Holy Sack, as well as having like a lot of HP, a lot of defense, def buff, things of that nature. I also have Guardian Ice Crystals on DJB, so as soon as like even a little bit of the health gets low enough, these guys don't do enough burst damage on their own. The Rimuru does do a lot of burst damage, but he's not going to be a threat to Krau. Especially because as long as you're not dealing with insane, holy fucking shit, crazy DPS on like the other side, DJB can actually like, he can keep up with heals. The problem is just anytime you're fighting crazy burst damage, and yeah, he just can't handle it. Especially because they they didn't nerf him. They did nerf his healing, though, because, as you guys know, like the last change that he got, his passive turned into a skill, which is the whole anti-barrier specialist situation that he does now. That does not heal. His S3 also does not heal, because his heal used to be his passive, which was after every action, he would heal like that. But now, that is only relegated to the S1, which, that sucks ass. But, hey, it can still be fine. Everything will work out. And also, because Rimuru is just being a complete super fucker, he stole evasion buff from Milim, and now I have to just deal with these fucks with evasion. It's so it's so frustrating. It's annoying, but this, like I said, all this is just prolonging the fight. The Rimuru has no hope of killing me. Period. Especially like right here. Cool. He's just gonna straight up give himself a barrier, which, oh hey, one more turn, and I'll strip that barrier and do damage to you. Ain't that just grand? And that's basically like the whole gist of this fight. DJB is actually a ton of fun to use when you see a good opportunity to use him. It's just do not ever really rely on his healing. Like, you could probably make him work with, like, Rod or something, because his S2, even though it, like, looks like an attack, I'm pretty positive his S2 is actually a non-attack skill, which, hey, you might be able to make that work. I highly advise against it. Kind of stick to maybe Guardian Ice Crystals, or really, like, Shamadra Staff. But either way. Oh, goody, looky here. It's everybody's favorite team. The team that everybody loves oh so much. Conqueror, Lilias, Senya, and Choux. Oh, Arunka. If only you would cleanse one debuff of one kind, then this whole comp would be a fucking joke. And then everybody would probably stop laughing at you for being utter fucking trash. But yeah, either way. All we're dealing with right now is we're just dealing with Senya. Senya does her bullshit. Choux does her bullshit. Conqueror Lilias does her bullshit. So we're just kind of like wading it out. And I'm pretty positive this Choux is actually kind of strong. And of course is lucky as shit. Crits both of my green units. Cool. Fuck this game. Love you too. But yeah, they actually did some pretty decent damage. Like, what was that? 5k on my Choux? But right there. That was the follow-up attack. That did 6k on my Pyllis. So that's a lot of damage. So if she's doing that much damage through Death Buff and with that being a follow-up attack, that's kind of scary. So yeah, we need to kill her ASAP. Which, thankfully, she's already at half health. And Arunka does not have Provoke or Blind or any of that bullshit. Sure, we already don't have attack buff because it just goes away super fast. Hey, here's another buff idea. Because, hey, that's the nature of this fucking channel, trying to somehow cope and make Arunka, like, viable in some way, shape, or form. Have her S3 give her 3-turn attack buff. Nah, it's too broken. Can't do that. Yeah, because in all honesty, all Arunka needs, and she would be invaluable in here, is just if she cleansed a debuff or something because they have barriers, just the anti-barrier nature of her character is just straight up not there. Like, oh yeah, whenever like a turn rolls around of like any unit with a barrier, like let me see right here if it even happens, because I think it only happens once per turn, but it's like a piddly, pathetic CR boost on like barrier. So let me see if something happens right here. Like What the fuck is that? Like, did you see that shit? That was like getting hit by a counterattack from Roana, which is usually just nice. Oh, hey, cool. That's nice. But this is like super, super niche shit. And you just get like that piddly little pathetic CR boost. Guys, why is Arunka so fucking half-baked? I just don't get it. It's crazy. But hey, looky here. We have another good opportunity. Let's hit this Conqueror Lilias and see how much damage we do. Oh, Jesus Christ, you're tanky, ain't you? So that only did 14k through the barrier. So that was probably like, what, 18k or something like that? Okay, yeah, whatever. But yeah, like, this is where I think I'm actually fighting a pretty decked Conqueror Lilias Senya Choux. And I still highly do recommend this team. The worst thing that can really happen is if you go for the wrong units at the wrong time. So this dude wasn't running any particular traps or anything like that, so it was just like, oh hey, the Choux is strong as fuck. So, okay, if you kill the Choux, like I've said before in other videos, when Choux goes down, the whole team falls apart. And that's pretty accurate for a lot of Senya's Choux teams, including Lua herself. And like I said, if I'm fighting Lua, I'm usually rocking Christie instead of Arunka, and then I'm probably protecting Pyllis with it. And when you do that, hey, you're really, 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 really safe. It's just how it is. But hey, here's that round. Arunka's garbage, please buffer. So, round 2. This match is the personification of, hey yo, dog, I don't give a fuck! And then asterisk shoot self in head. So, what do I mean by that? This fight is luck-based as shit. So, what does that all mean? I took my Senji's turn, and I just went in, just for the sake of extending some immortality a little longer. At any point, if Magic for Friends happens to proc at any moment, I'm pretty fucked. I'm not even thinking about this stuff right now. But if you watch this from this end, I'm just getting lucky. So if anything bad were to happen in terms of like Magic for Friends or whatever, I'm fucked. So the idea here is to strip the Peira, but I also happen to hit everything. So, hey, looky there. Mercedes just got stripped. And convenient for me that that's what happened. Because if Magic for Friends procced and she missed or whatever, and she still had attack buff, I very well probably could have been screwed. Because then all of my other tank units, Celine and Senji, would have had 1 HP. Then it would have been a 50-50 as to who Peira would have hit. And if Peira hit Celine, and she either didn't have immortality, or if she got stunned, yo, you're fucked. But thankfully, everything works out. We kill the Peira, we kill the Mercedes, and then at this point, all I have to do is just kill the Ravi. So if the Ravi did enough damage to kill, say, Celine, whenever she was like in that teetering area, like I said, because if you looked and did the math for it, she had like 54 HP or some shit when all the damage was happening. If she took enough damage there, it would have been over, but then that's where Alencia was there to just, finish it. So either way, hey, last round, lots of luck. So what is this fight? So I see Conqueror Lilias, I see Senya, and who was the last one? That was Apocalypse Ravi. So what's the goal here? Well, I wanted to use Lone Crescent Bellona, and the thing with Lone Crescent Bellona really is she really, really, really needs some form of cleanse or like immortality or immunity. She just needs a little bit of support, and then you can use her as like this really, really cool pocket pick. So what do I do here? I use Mediator Kawerik for the attack buff and for the cleanse, and with that, I'm able to just go into a Ravi, and right here, I've essentially already won. So all I have to do now is I just have to heal Lone Crescent Bellona one more time, because I have to go through 2 more attacks, and I think I can handle both of these attacks. And I managed to do that. So now, all I have to do is heal Lone Crescent Bellona, and I win. Because the A Ravi is going to continue to take injury damage, the barrier should be going to the Senya, and everything will be hunky-dory. So, hey, it's going to go to Senya, right? You fucking bitch. Okay, so look at that HP. 17k, then 17k. The injury did just not enough because so the barrier kept going back to a Ravi. But either way, all that does, that just extends the fight just a little bit more. Everything is still perfectly in control because, like, yeah, Lone Crescent Bellona is doing her thing. She's doing injury. Like, I actually genuinely really like running injury on Lone Crescent Bellona. Another thing right here, I could have soul burned this. I didn't. I wasn't thinking about it. Just because the soul burn on Mediator Kawerik is actually really based. Just because it gives you one extra turn of attack buff and immunity. Really handy. Especially for a unit like Lone Crescent Bellona that's slow as fuck on the CR bar. But either way, what we're doing is we're just kind of like sitting around and we're waiting for Lone Crescent Bellona to either do her S2 like follow-up attacks or additional attacks. And then the A Ravi's only going to go into Doris. She's injured. She cannot kill me. Nothing's going on there. Lone Crescent Bellona just straight up auto crits. Not an issue. Right here, I have immunity. So that's going to do nothing. The only thing that can really stop me is Conqueror Lilias stripping, and I tried to leave her alive as long as possible because she just helps Lone Crescent Bellona pop off more. Because the more hits that hit your team, the more damage you're going to be pushing back to them. Which is actually really funny when you think about it, because Bellona is kind of like that on every character, except for the initial iteration, which is Green Bellona. I can't quite remember everything about original, like, Green Bellona's kit, but yeah, she was a focus character, and she just did lots of damage. But yeah, right there, we're good, hunky-dory, and we're done. So hey, what's the next fight? Okay, so we're fighting Ran, Mercedes, and Rimuru. What do I plan to do? Well, I'm going to tank all of the bullshit with Ed, and then I'm going to use Ahmed, because I'm not actually that worried about what Rimuru is going to do. So I'm going to use S2, do the big push-up, give us all skill null, and then I'm going to boost Ed right here, and theoretically, oh, hey, cool, I should do tons of damage and be able to just kill Mercedes, like, outright. Just like, everything's going to be great. Fuck yeah. It's going to be awesome. So this is going to kill, because we have attack buff, something we rarely have on Ed, and then this is going to hit, and oh, shit. Okay, so I forgot that Swift Attack is not a blue buff. That's a regular buff. And because of that, now the whole team has Swift Attack. Now, that's just something that you should keep in mind, especially if you were going into, say, like, a Rimuru or whatever. Because Rimuru can still do big damage to your Ahmeds through skill null, but it's only going to be 10k if you know, like, how much HP you have. So if you have, like, even a little bit of HP on your Ahmed, you should be okay. Especially if you have some form of damage mitigation or damage sharing, like with Unbound Knight Arowell here. So, because of that, we're pretty much good to go, and all Rimuru can do is he can hit into Ahmed. He's pretty much already blown his load, so now all I have to do is just hit into Rimuru until he dies, which, for whatever reason, this one's on Samsara Prayer Beads. I can't remember what Samsara Prayer Beads does after it got buffed, because also I don't have it. Yeah, fuck this game. That's just the way it is. But hey, we'll counter with Ed right here, and what the fuck is this shit? Every time I use Ed, I get like 15% resisted all the time. What the fuck? But either way, like I said, everything is still perfectly in control. It's just like, wow, I'm getting trolled by like all kinds of weird little shit, aren't I? But hey, with that, we've pretty much won. All we have to deal with is Ran. Even if Ed were to miss every single attack for every single thing, we have stuns with Unbound Knight Arowell, we have healing with Ahmed, with Celestine, we have skill null, we have so many things going in our favor. Ain't no way we're losing. It's just not happening. Even if that was an RNL Ran, which it's not. I think he was, I can't remember. Whatever. It didn't matter. But hey, that's the end of that Guild War, and wonderful match. So, with that being said, that was actually a very, very fun Guild War. I greatly appreciate this this guild for having some different shit on their defenses. Because, like, holy fuck, I'm so sick and tired of fighting Lua's, Conqueror, Lilias, Senya, Choux horseshit. Mainly just because there's not a lot of really good answers to that. Yeah, I could use Lone Crescent Bellona to fight at least, like, the Conqueror, Lilias, Senya, Choux stuff, but it just still feels a little bit unsafe because If I use Lone Crescent Bellona, the issue then becomes you're fighting Choux. So Choux, the big problem with her is just the def pen that's on the S2. Honestly, you could get rid of that def pen on the S2, and I think the character would legitimately be balanced. If she didn't have that crazy-ass def pen, the initial def pen that's on the S2, I think she would actually be fine, and do her role of, like, being a red check. But, whatever. I'm not on the balance team. I'm just some retard on the internet. So yeah, don't really listen to me. I'm I'm just some idiot on the internet who does Guild War fights for content for a game that nobody really cares about. Everybody cares about RTA. But hey, speaking of one of the content creators that does a lot of RTA, hey, big shoutouts to Prof Boy. I watched his stream just the other night, and also today. That would be on a Thursday, by the way. He finally managed to beat Episode 4, 1010. Congratulations, bud. I know how absolutely utter, unmitigated hypercancer that fight actually is. I think I did it before it was nerfed. I legit didn't even know it got nerfed. I did that so long ago when I was out of town, like not even at home. I don't remember what I did. I just remember it took like an hour or two. But hey, man, hey, props to you. Shoutouts to you getting through it. Now get your Aiden bullshit grinding done, and then soon you will start having fun again. But hey, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please leave a like. And if you want to see any more of my content, please hit subscribe. I hope to see from you soon. Later.